He's got more in the tank. He really does. You know, obviously, not only does he make our team better, he makes our practice better. So now you have competitors on that second unit that are really coming after the first unit, and it's great stuff to watch and see.
Willie said that this is a team that's had trouble overlooking people at times this year. Do you think they've learned that lesson yet?
Who knows? I mean, we're better when we think, uh-oh, we may get beat, we better play. And the other way is you start playing and they play well, and all of a sudden the team will make a run, and we wilt at guard, wilt at every position really. But we're getting better. Our team's improving, and every game's a challenge. This is going to be a physical. They gut it out. They play hard. Tony's got them playing in a way. They play a great zone. They're man-to-man, and how they play pick and rolls. They'll trap the post. They'll put a 2-2-1 press back to a zone. This could be a game where he comes out and says we're playing zone from the tip. And it's a good zone. It's a really good zone. And so, you know, they got speed at guard. They're Sullivan could score 40. I shouldn't even say that, but he could. So.
Is this a good test for those guys? I mean, this is a team you went on the road and beat handily. Is it a good test for how?
Yeah, but we were. It was a close game at halftime, and then we spaced it out in the second half. But this again will be a challenge for us. I mean, there's no. You're seeing Texas A&M beat Missouri yesterday. This league, you're seeing Arkansas get beat by 25 by South Carolina. 25. Then come back and be up 20-some on Florida. You see Mississippi beat this team by 25 and come back. It's just crazy. We're all the same. And so it's just, I'm not worried about anybody else. Like, I didn't see the Indiana score till this morning. Didn't see it, and I saw the last couple plays. But this is about us getting better. And we don't have to worry when anybody else, just get us better, and then we'll see where that takes us.
John, what did you see in the second half of the Auburn game down there that you'd like to see for 40 minutes tomorrow?
Our guard play, especially Ryan, was physical. He was down. He wasn't standing up doing that stuff. He was down and physical, taking contact, making baskets. Kyle Wilshire in the middle of the zone was a killer. Alex on the baseline of the zone was a killer and made them play man-to-man. So there were some good things from it.
Will Willie's absence have maybe ultimately been a good thing for the team as a whole in the long run, because Kyle seemed to sort of step up during that?
Kyle and Alex, and it gave Jared a chance to get some quality minutes, but those aren't the issues. The issues, again, what I keep saying, players on this team are trying to establish who they are versus I know what I am and I'm going to give this to the team. It's a natural thing. It's not a selfishness, it's natural. We have to get by that. They're going to see tape today of two plays. The kid from Indiana losing the ball and running down and blocking a shot. The kid from Michigan losing the ball and then running down and stopping the basket. Our guy would lose the ball. Where would his head go? You all know it. Head would go down and jog back and you lose. And again, that is because I'm into how I'm playing more than I'm into how the team's doing. And it's natural. I'm not upset. I just keep pointing it out to them. Every time I point it out. Now, either they begin to accept and, we're pretty well squared away with how we need guys to play, so it should be in that direction, but you don't know. We just don't know.
Cal, Julius was saying, and it's kind of along the same lines today, that he felt like early in the year that maybe they were trying to live up to, last year and other things that maybe now they've settled into feeling more like, hey, we just got to play who we are.
Yeah, I would say, and probably me as a coach also. You get used to, for 7 years, whomping on people. And then you go into a game and it's touch and go the whole game. You got to coach a little different. You got to be a little different. Knowing, don't get excited that the game's closer and you think it should be 20 and it ain't going to be 20. It's going to be 4. Now coach the game. So it took me for a while to get my feet under me too. So it's not just them, it's all of us.
John, Tony's talked about what he took away from you and he worked for you and he helped him in his career. How is he different from you as a head coach?
He's about 6'6", imposing figure. He's his own man. I mean, I'm going to tell you what I do, giving away secrets here. when we're getting ready to play a team, this is how I prepare for the game. This shows you the respect I have for them. I watch our game with them the last time. If we played them twice, I'll watch them twice. Then I watch their game against Auburn, and I watch what Tony did to guard them and what he did to exploit them. Then I go on to other games, always. So he's the guy that the stuff that happened for us at Mississippi, that was Tony. I called him the night before the game, and he convinced me to switch out on that kid every time. We were on the phone for a half hour. I said, "Are you sure?" He said, "I'm telling you. Watch our tape again." And I watched it again, and that night, without a practice, that's what we did. And so I have great respect for him as a coach, obviously as a person, as a father, as a husband, and, you know, I've known him since he was 15, 14.
So he's still assisting you?
Yeah, well, hopefully we're assisting each other. You know, I'm calling him at times if he needs my help in anything, but, you know, I just have the utmost respect for him as a coach, and I know him as a person. I know how competitive he is, too. He wants to win this game. You know, I know, and that's fine. And let's go play the game and see what happens. I hate playing friends. I hate playing somebody that I love. Can you imagine? If we lose, I'm going to be sick. If we win, I'm happy, and then I look at him and I'm not happy. So I don't even get to enjoy the game. Either way, I'm going to be sick. So that's why I get the game over with next. Who's next? So.
Speaking of who's next, are you worried about your team looking ahead to Florida?
Is that the next game?
Well,
If I don't know, they probably don't know. I don't even know if they know what position we're in the league. Half of my staff said, "I bet you they don't even know where we are, you know." So these guys are oblivious. And again, a lot of it is they're trying to establish themselves. So the only thing they know is a 4-foot circle around their own body. That's what they live in. And they know all that stuff in there. But outside of that, it becomes a little dicey. But I keep saying it is natural. Michael Jordan took 3 years before he thought about championship. He tried to establish who he was. So did Magic, so did Bird, so did Kobe. They all did. I have to establish who I am as a player. Now let me worry about being a champion now. Let me worry about getting that chip. These guys, that's what we're trying to address and break through.
If it takes 3 years, though.
I told him, it sometimes takes long. Well, we don't just have one. I told him, this thing may not be a year. It may be 2, it may be 3, it may be 4. It doesn't matter. It's going to be what it is. And so it's addressed. Some guys will continue to fight. In other words, I'm not giving in. I'm not surrendering. But what happens is they stand out. You see it. Everybody sees it. And so we're just going to continue to coach and push them and, you know, try to continue to get better and try to teach life lessons. I mean, every night that we're going through different things to talk about different lessons. I'm not watching game tape with them. None. The staff is doing that. I don't want them to see me in a basketball sense right now. I'm just teaching life skills. That's all. How to deal with this, how to deal with adversity. What does it mean to love? Tell me what it means to love. I mean, we got a lot of stuff. These kids are 18 and 19, and their whole life has been in that 4-foot space right there. And so this has been, like I told my staff, write this stuff down, because if it works, let's make sure we remember what the heck we did. Because this is all new for me now.
How different is that for you to not watch film with them?
I've never done it before. I'm doing stuff this year, from heart monitors to, you know, we're just doing I'm doing anything I can to try to tweak, to try to get them to take that jump. But they all have to take it. We got a couple that are not right now.
Are you reading books, or are you?
I read
talking
books
to
all the
sports
time.
psychologists?
I do it all.
You pull
I
it
talk to
from-
Rotella. I talk to Ken Blanchard. I'm reading 3 books a day. I'm taking stuff from everything I'm reading. Praying in the morning, hard. I mean, you know, just for strength to keep going for these kids, because they deserve to feel the joy of doing something unique. And it doesn't matter where you are right now. Where do you want to be? What are you willing to accept you are so you may change? We got guys that won't accept right now. I really want that. What are you willing to do? I'm not willing to do anything. I just want it. Well, then you must go play the lottery, because that's the only way you're going to win something with not doing anything. So what are you willing to give up? What are you willing to sacrifice? This is all life lessons that these guys I'm trying to teach. That's all it is right now. I mean, I'm going to go in the room and I got 3 lessons I'm going to give them before practice, and it's not basketball. I'm doing it before every practice. I'm doing it and if I feel it in the evening, I get in my car and I meet him in the lodge and we pull out books and we start reading. I'm just doing life skills. That's what this team needs. You know, it was great seeing John Wall. How much you talk to Eric 3-4 times a week? How much you talk to DeMarcus? Great. He and I talk all the time. Those guys loved each other. What about last year's team? They loved each other. What about they loved each other. See, if you love and truly love, that means it's more about the other guy than you. Then you have discipline. The reason you have discipline is you're playing for him because you love him and you got his back. It's a hard thing now. Ready? 4-foot circle. It's not been about that. And that's what we're trying to get them. I said, when you feel that joy, which you control, it's by being grateful, by letting people know you appreciate what they're about and who they are. When you're making things about everybody else, you become joyful. When it's solely in that 4-foot circle, when it doesn't go right, you watch this one. Do you ever see this? And we got a couple guys, we're trying to get them out of that 4-foot circle.